Yo. Welcome everyone. How are you doing this evening? Tonight's going to be a very tricky lobby. Obviously the recent update has made the BMW a little bit different compared to what it was. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see exactly how well we get on with the car, as well as the ever-changing conditions, because in the practice server it seems like it's constantly just going berserk. So it changes from damp to greasy, literally everything. It just keeps changing. As you can see, we literally enter the lobby. The track is now completely wet. So what we're going to do with that, we're going to take an old BM setup and load the old BM wet setup and see if it works on this track. So we go to Watkins and we paste. But how's everyone doing? Yo, Alex, welcome. How you doing, Omi? Welcome to the stream. Doing well? Okay, let's have a look and see. That's that. Lowered cambers. Some fuel. Now let's go with these pressures. Not too sure how good or bad it's going to be, but let's go with these pressures and kind of see how everything goes. Very well, Greg. Welcome to the stream, Abby. How's your week been and how's your evening going so far? Hope you and Alex are having a very chilled, very relaxed, easy week. Here's the question: are we going to slide up this hill? Okay, it's not as wet as the practice I had earlier today. Guys, I had a practice session earlier where up this hill, it was so wet that I was literally having quarter slides, literally left, right, and center. It was insane. You always relax? Let's go. That's what I like to hear. I think I'm to an extent like that as well. Always very chill. Yo, JO, what's up, my man? Man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, Omi? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're also having an awesome, incredible week. Abaddon, welcome. And Marcos, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream, guys. How's the BM? It's weird. I don't know. Like the gearing is so different. Like at some parts in this on this Watkins track, it feels really good, and then other sections just feel absolutely atrocious. No Kyalami start. Oh, that's what we're hoping for, JR. We actually had such a good Kyalami start, if you think about it. Besides, everyone remembers Sunset. Another hotfix today. Yeah, apparently they buffed the Bentley and the McLaren. It's just weird how they literally on the initial update that they brought out. It's weird how they didn't have everything in one go, and now they're having small bits here and they're updating this, buffing that, bopping that. Just so strange. Doing a race face sprint in a while. Oh, let's go, Greg. Hopefully you smoke everyone, Abby. Oh, third gear feels tricky there. Woo! Mr. Van Jaarsveld, what's up, OVJ? Hope you remember. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten your whole Lambo thing, I mean. Lambo tomorrow, don't stress. Compared to before the patch, it's weird, Marcus, because like some tracks, I don't think genuinely it's changed. especially setup-wise, but some tracks just feel awkward. So it's a completely different style and way of driving. So like on Watkins at the moment, I can't actually tell if it's slower or if it's actually faster because of all the slower speed sections, and the gearing could actually be a bit of a benefit, especially in the last two sectors. So yeah, at the moment I can't really tell, but I know that some other tracks it definitely has gotten a bit slower. E3 for the moment, not too bad. Okay. Damn, Jonathan Clifford's a god in the wet, boys. 1.3? Are we really losing that much? That's insane. But how are you doing, RBJ and Alex and Greg and Abaddon? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully today is going to be a good laugh. We're going to have a good time. And yeah, well, let's just see. Look at Clifford. Absolutely. Where are we losing so much? In the middle, we are getting smoked. Okay, the track, that's when the lobby initially opened, so maybe you can't do that. So he's doing 54 threes at the moment. 54 threes at the moment. What is he doing? 52 threes. I did a 51.9 now. Okay, so maybe my time, maybe that is potential pole, because what's Boris doing now? Okay, so that was that's the only weird thing I don't like about wet sessions, especially if it starts a bit early. You don't know how fast you are, kind of until everyone goes. But it seems like the setup's not too bad. I mean, we there and thereabouts. I was just a bit worried about this. The track is obviously drying, but I don't know if he's doing race pace now, because obviously yeah, he can't really match it, especially that middle. The middle is insane that he did. I don't know. I don't know. See who else is in the lobby. A couple of the quick boys here. Decent drive times here. What for the BM, JL? In the are you saying for the BM after it's changed the gears, after it's had its little gear change? So I can still do low 43s in 23.27. I mean, Jardia earlier, he put a phenomenal lap together in 31.42. He did a 43.2, which is still really, really good. Yeah, the BM doesn't, it really, if I'm honest, JR, I honestly don't know that either A, the BM on this track, either A, is exactly the same, or it got faster. I don't know, it's weird. I generally think that it potentially got faster. Just because of the second and the third sector, it feels that the gearing suits it a little bit better. I don't know, it's weird. I just drove the Aston in Kota with your setup. First two laps, always too brilliant, but then it starts sliding in the front, the pressures, or something else. So first two laps is brilliant, but then it starts to slide in the front. It's the pressures or something else. No, not too sure. What are the pressures after first two laps or something? Alex? Hopefully you're not using the hot lap, the quali setup. If you're using the race one, that's where I obviously did an actual hot stint. But yeah, Kota is a definite tire killer, so you need to ensure that you don't obviously over-rotate the wheel and just kill the fronts. So, yeah. Yeah, in general, JR, it really doesn't seem bad, yeah. And welcome, Jazz. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream, maybe. So notice I got a different can of Red Bull today, guys. It's an apricot and strawberry. No form of sponsorship, although Red Bull, if you are looking, please, I'd like some more of these. As well as the coconut one. Yes, please, thank you. Yeah, you use the quali, that's probably why. Oops. Oh no, it's still quick, JR. It's still quick. There's so many people that are still struggling to do 45s, 46s, but everyone has different learning curves and depends on. Okay, so the track is getting a little bit dry. It's damp now, and we're only a tenth slower than Soldatov. seems our first sector is quite decent. Okay, so let's go and check now quickly. Exactly what the... I don't even know what our pressures were, but let's go out. I say it's 6 TC instead of 8. I was quite surprised I didn't even notice that. Ah, glad you're always doing well, Jazz. Yeah, Alex, that definitely would have been... that definitely would have affected it a little bit. Because the quali is just straight from hot lap, and then those pressures are just hot lap pressures. It's not the normal ones. And then if you're doing it in a race situation, then damn, like those tires will just die. Especially more than likely, unless it's really, really cold, it'll always just die. I'm blonde, sorry. Ah, it's all good, Alex. It's all good. But I appreciate that you got the Aston back. Thank you so much. But yeah, for the moment, guys, I'm trying to at this point see if I can finish off the Honda package for my website that is coming. Ooh, ATC doesn't feel too bad. Might be cutting a bit too much, I'm not too sure. Doing any racing tonight, Jess? JR, if you are still here, how long have you known Dalking? Or been a mod for him, whichever, or is the you want to answer? The track's getting so much drier. Yeah, the BM on Monza got a massive nerf. Abaddon got a massive nerf. It got a power decrease there, so a turbo decrease, as well as it got extra kgs, and also the shorter gearing probably affected its top end. Greasy going to damp. Oh, that might have been a bit too much. Oh boy, this is looking good. Obviously gonna have to see what everyone else is doing. The wet, but oh, I love this wet setup. Look at those pressures though, damn. Team versus team, I don't know, that's awesome, let's go. Now it looks optimum. Oh, it's still damp, so not yet. Oh, that's so weird, Alex. I'm surprised Dolking isn't driving. Well, I think he should though. I don't know. For you, it's only 0.3 slower. That's interesting, Abaddon. I don't know if I drive better before BOP or they are right. Ah, okay. No idea, Abaddon. Maybe it suits you because of the different gearing. I don't know. We'll have to see. Working on real-time weather, so we had a very hot Catalonia driver swap for the first time. Oh, that's awesome, Jazz. Let's go. Yeah, having your first driver swap event, or as well as doing it, then yeah, that's very, very cool. Always very nice. So we've got our setup sorted for the wet, at least. E. Yeah, he just did that lap right now. Yeah, our time is valid for the moment. No one else is doing laps, unfortunately. We can't really compare our pace, but seemingly we're always okay in the wet. That's nothing to worry about. Over here, Jordan, talking about Aaron not driving. Not sure though. Oh, that's so weird. I'm surprised Dolking's not doing it. I can actually look at the sign-up sheet if you guys want to. So I'm gonna look here quickly and see on the LFM website. But while we at it, guys, does the stream look perfectly fine? There's no stutters, nobody having any form of issues or something? Oh, wait. No, don't tell me. No ways, guys. No ways. Because I can't believe it. I can't actually believe it. Because we got penalties received from accidents that we caused, guys, we can't actually do the Pro Series. The sign up ends in 10 minutes, and we literally just got kicked out of the lobby because we don't have enough SR. You are actually joking. You are actually kidding. There is no ways. There's no ways. I literally just had enough, just had enough SR, and I just got a notification now, and now we don't. We got received the penalty, and now we can't do the race. You are kidding. 160 ELO and comma 4 SR for causing a collision. Oh my god, could you not have given it to me after the race? Lap 5, turn 7. You are joking. No, you are kidding. If I could they literally, like, why did they have to give it to me like right now? When did I actually receive it? Oh, I received it. Report date? I only got the report now. Oh my god. 23. Race date, report date. Could they not have given it, guys? Is this obviously they take long to get to it, but don't you think it's unfair that they literally resolve it just before a race, and I was entered into the race already? Oh my god! Today's hotfix is Gabriel supposed to be the Bentley and McLaren update. I can't actually believe that. That is honestly a joke. Yes, I completely understand whatever the system may be that I did get the report. Oh, this is for killing this guy. I know exactly which accident it's about. Let me ask Boris quickly because that's. I don't mind. He can happily drop the SR, but like, the timing is terrible. Let me ask quickly, Boris. Let me check. Is Boris streaming? Boris streaming? Boris. I need to try and resolve this because the timing is terrible. Like, I completely deserve the penalty, 100%, but like not that late. LFM team. Received a penalty. Is served. Because this is BS. Like, come on. Like, how can they give the penalty to me so late? I need to speak to as many LFM staff as I can. Don't know if they can change it though. It's literally 9 minutes. The timing's shocking. Like really. Oh my god. Trying to sort this out and see if I can sort it out. Port. No, I don't need a ticket. I need help now. Oh my god. So what happened, Mr. Porsche GT, is I remember from yesterday's race or 2 days ago, I ended up spinning a car in a race. I received that penalty right now, like as far as I saw when I opened LFM not that long ago. So I had enough SR to do the race, and now moments before the race I can't do it. I'm trying to see if I can organize something, because at the moment it's a complete like. Yeah, I can't see the exact time of when I got the penalty, but yeah, I'm trying to see if I can organize it, because that's just obviously I wasn't on my thing, so I'm trying to see if I can organize and get someone. Who's online? Who's online? Okay. Nicholas, you've been online? Getting to it now. I want rain, Philip, but at this moment I can't. I'm not even doing a race. Uh. Oh, the timing of this. Obviously, I didn't see when exactly the penalty got given to me. All I did was log on to LFM and then see there's a penalty waiting for me there. Hence 6.2 SR. If I'd known... Obviously, I don't know when exactly I got it. I could have gotten it this morning, but because I wasn't... because I got it and I wasn't on the LFM site the entire day, I have no idea whatsoever. I had no idea that I only had 6.2 SR and the penalty dropped it, hence revoking my entry into the race. So the sign up ends in 2.5 minutes, but yeah, I'm trying to see if I can somehow get in, otherwise it's a GG. Otherwise it's just wasted practice, like. I mean, it's no doubt the penalty was definitely deserved. But yeah, I'm just asking them if they can either delay it or I can still sign in whatever, and they can give it to me afterwards or whatever, but yeah. Oh, that's annoying. They can't do anything because it's same rule for everyone. Yeah, Mark, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's that's the stream. I just wish I had known. Wish I'd known. Um, that's unfortunate. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Yeah, I mean we can still do a watch along. Would you guys want to? Would you guys want to have me commentate over the race and have a watch along since we can't do it? What was the pain for? It was for my accident where I had a poor rejoin and ended up collecting an Audi. So don't get me wrong, the penalty is 100% stands right. I was expecting the penalty, but I didn't know whether the guy either A was going to report it or it was going to be handed to me just before the Pro Series happens. So yeah, I don't know. You guys want me to do a watch along, and or do you guys would rather continue enjoying your evening? It's obviously up to you. Okay. Watch along it is then. Yeah, okay. So there's already two of you that want to watch along. Anyone else? You guys keen for a watch along? And let me set up the display cam so then we can have a watch. Okay, a watch. Okay. Yes. Okay, a couple of watches. Okay, we can do that. So, you can watch the. We'll just mute the audio. We'll mute the audio and then we'll ensure that we can watch over someone else. So if I do this, general display capture, yes, add source. That's beautiful. That's perfectly fine. Change that. Put that there. Go a bit further. Okay, there we go. And now we need to. You guys can see this. I'm sure you can. Tell me if you guys can see this. On what they were doing. Procoms incoming. Must I watch the general stream? So ACC, this one. Gotta watch the general stream and then. Oh, that's something else. Okay, that's something else. GT4 plus Pro Series, they're still busy with that, so the Pro Series hasn't started yet. They're not a spectator password. You can watch over Foch's stream for the moment. You guys can see, okay, that's perfectly fine. We're just waiting at this moment for the lobby to open. Yeah, I'm thinking our commentator on YouTube is streaming. Okay, Climax, what is the stream name? And I can just check on YouTube. So if I do this, obviously mute Jardia and then just speak over it. Or are you referring to me, Climax? Welcome to the stream, Mammy. Oh, low for your motorsport, okay. Sport, the general one. Is this one? Yeah, that's someone else. Live. Oh, they streaming it themselves. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Thanks, Climax, you the man. Okay. So, let me just check from your guys' perspective. If I tab in, yeah, you can still see my camera in the top right. Am I correct in saying that, guys? You just make sure that this is the utmost best quality for you. Okay, there we go. That should be perfectly fine. Thanks, Climax. Really appreciate it. That's going to help. And then we can see exactly what is happening on this track. So which part of the track do you guys think is the most difficult part? I think, in my opinion, to not invalidate and carry enough speed, I think the outer loop, the T5, is in my opinion the most difficult corner. But then again, saying that, carrying enough speed without validating T10 is also quite tricky. Yeah, the chicane. Yeah, actually, now thinking about it, carrying enough speed through the chicane as well as ensuring that your exit is straight and not having oversteer, that can also be a bit tricky and a bit tough. But yeah, I like this map that they're doing over here with the whole back straight and the different corners and stuff. Last sector, the uphill left. Uphill left. Don't you mean the uphill right? Is uphill left? Oh, the uphill left. The second gear, JR. Second gear corner, so it would be turn 7, turn 8, turn 9. You're referring to turn 9, JR? Yeah, I think keeping the minimum speed there is also, I'm either understeering or too much. Yeah, I think with turn 9, it's important to get the car pitched in nicely. Use a lot of the brakes so that you can, by the time you get to the mid corner, you can have your steering wheel as straight as possible, so that you can have a straight line exit and not have any worries whatsoever. You want to go fast? I also want to go fast. Fortunately, we can't go fast tonight, so it's now a watch along. But thanks, appreciate the support, guys, for you wanting to chill here with me, have a watch, and see exactly what happens. So I think if it's dry, I think the Porsches will. It's weird because if it's dry, I think the Porsches will have it. But if it's wet, I still think the Porsches will have it. Even though the Porsche hasn't had a nerf year at all, I think it actually got a little bit of a buff here as well as that small 1 to 2k an hour. You're not going vroom, unfortunately, Devon. It seemed that I had received a penalty for one of my LFM incidents. I don't know when it was today. I'm assuming it was just before. Well, it's considering it's still today. It's just before the race because I wasn't online the entire day. I was out with my girlfriend chilling the whole day, so I don't know. I didn't see when the penalty came in. But yeah, so I didn't have enough. I missed the pro race by 3 SR. Initially had 1.5, 15 SR over, which I thought was enough, obviously, because I wasn't going to be doing any races. But I didn't think about a penalty that could potentially be incoming. Yeah, kind of. And the penalty that I got was completely my fault. Yo, Pamisa, I'm from South Africa. Where are you from, homie? And welcome to the stream. T5 chicane is in the dry, fourth gear, both enter and exit. I dropped to third to exit. T5. T5 at the moment, I think I just use, considering the new gearing from the BM. If you are driving the BM as well, then I drop it. I stay in fourth gear this time around. At the moment, qualifying is underway. We're going to be supporting our boy. Let's see, who can we support? I want Eric Delfante to do well. I want Timu to do well. I want Foch to do well. Boothby to do well, and then Philip Minot. I'm trying to think who else. Tomorrow grinding SR? Yeah. Luke Ming Chang's from China. Yo, Fazli, what's up, my man? Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have to grind some SR. Maybe even tonight, just get our SR back up, because I know we have a couple of challenges that some of the viewers have lined up for us tomorrow with the Lamborghini at Kota as an example, which is almost indefinitely going to smash our SR. Definitely, we need these races on Wednesday. I'm going to have to start drinking now. Well, hopefully it still ends up enjoyable. So, if we can, is there any commentary on this? Okay, so there's already commentary on this. I wish I could if I could turn off the commentary and just have the sound of the cars. Is there a new watch? Just message here. While I'm still watching this, I want to ask, what is let me ask him, what is the watch password? What is the watch password? Does anyone know what the watch password is? Can we watch, come on guys, we're supporting Philip. Yeah, boy, Philip Minnar, let's go. Let's go, Philip. Let's go, poof, poof. Let's go, Philip. Let's go, poof, poof. We need some South Africans to do well. There's so many, the thing is, there's so many people here that I want to do well because I'm friendly with a lot of them, and I've spoken to quite a couple of them. So that's the nice thing, that even though, uh, yeah, unfortunately, jamming too many last two firsts. It's literally, but we had enough SR. I just got obviously a penalty at the last moment, or on the last day, without being on my PC the entire time. Dr. Filming Chan. Yeah, no idea where Dull is. No idea. Where is Mabix? I think Mabix is here. We can at the side also pull up his stream. Yeah, too many last to first. Jamming's definitely correct. So Mabix should be over here and pull up his point of view. Let's see, he's in the Porsche. I don't know about you guys. I want Philip obviously to do well, but I think Mr. Mabix over here is probably going to get pole. There's a strong chance of Mabix getting pole. Porsche is really good. He's obviously very saucy in the Porsche. And since the Porsche has gotten a slight buff here, even though it didn't really need one, I genuinely think there's a strong chance of him getting pole. Are you not racing? Unfortunately, John, I received a penalty dropping my SR by comma 4. I don't know when exactly I received it, but yeah, essentially won't be able to participate in the race. Oh, guys, look at that! In 10 minutes, it's going to start light raining, which is going to obviously switch the tires. Still keep on dry until it goes from greasy to damp. But yeah, this is going to be one of those situations where you need to get your quali lap in literally as quickly as possible. So you can see Mabix is obviously annoyed. The track is probably green, maybe fast. So he wanted to get in his best lap as quickly as possible. I think he's taking a day off. Was a little burnt out. I think he's coming back stronger and faster. Let's go. And it started raining already. Oh no! Mabix is annoyed, guys. Mabix is definitely annoyed because if he hooked this lap up and didn't invalidate, look, he's already going slower. He's already going slower. The track is going to slowly get slower and slower and slower. So this could be quali, guys. This is the thing about having those races where the rain starts so soon. So I don't obviously know what that word means. So I'm assuming it's already greasy. Let's go over here. Track's green. The track's already green, so the track is just going to be getting worse and worse and worse. So at the moment, guys, that genuinely can be quali. Yonkers, then Dalfante, Boothby, Burnt, Bischoff, then Timu, and then Jardia. That looks like that's probably quali, guys, because now it's greasy, and absolutely no one will improve from here. Look there, Marco Yonkers, that does have pole position, just went 1.3 seconds slower than what he did initially. Yeah, now with the greasy conditions, unless you did an absolutely atrocious lap, that's quali, guys. It makes you angry, and I want to pit for Hans. Yeah, normally we quite saucy in the wet, so it's unfortunate every contact part. But yeah, guys, that is quali. So everyone now, you'll see everyone is just going to start pitting, unless you had an absolutely atrocious lap, and you can find maybe a bit more time. But that's it. This is one of those qualies where, boom, your first lap would have been your best. Yeah, exactly. My word, that's correct, Joe. Unfortunately, but yeah, it would have been interesting to see where exactly we would have qualified. Yeah, because we have done, if you can remember, a Donington race as well as an ACR race at Spa, where your first lap was the most important lap, and we nailed it on the first lap, and we were able to get a top 2 finish, even though we were the 10th fastest car, 10th fastest driver car combination. How long's the race tonight? It's supposed to be 60 minutes. You need to make sure you have enough beer. Well, hopefully you're going to be entertained and we're going to have a good laugh together. So at the moment, Marco Jonkers, as well as anyone out there, what you should be doing now is quali's done. Quali's completely done. At this point, you shouldn't be relaxing in the pits to take it easy, do whatever. At this point, everyone should go out there, get on a new set of dries, get some pressures ready, and literally get their setups ready for greasy conditions. And look at if the race, oh, as you just see there with the camera cutting, the BMW just losing it in the pit. So everyone should go out there right now to go and get some greasy pressures. Is there such a thing? Oh my word. Nah, there's never such a thing. Yeah, there's never enough beer. Dutch and rain go well together, yeah. For some reason, with maybe it's the Afrikaans in me and the rain, that it seems to work quite well. Yeah, as you can see, everyone is out there now getting their laps done, trying to obviously get some pressures. The track has just gone damp, so for anyone that doesn't know, the time you should be on dry tires is when it is optimum, fast, green, and greasy, and then wet tires are damp, wet, and then obviously flooded. You don't see too many flooded situations, so that only happens where there's obviously a lot of standing water and the lines are 5 dots across and 3 lines down. That's when it's obviously like really, really heavy rain with a thunderbolt through it. And yeah, just a lot of standing water creates obviously the flooded conditions. So everyone that has went out right now on dries they're just going to be sliding everywhere. So hopefully everyone is testing out pressures for the damp, because at this point, if you on dries, there's no point. So everyone should be trying their utmost to get some pressures for the damp. That's more than likely how the race is going to start. But yeah, there's a couple of shockers. No, I wouldn't say shockers because everyone in the LFM Pro Series deserves to be there. Like in terms of their elo and obviously grinding there. But it was quite interesting to see Konstantin Soldatov and Vasily, very, 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 very quick drivers, and Matthias Kuhn as an example, where they are, considering the pace that they have. So it just goes to show that it's one of those things where if you can get your lap instantly, boom, done, as good as possible, then on your first lap, you never know when you can end up in a situation like this, and you can just snag either snag a pole or snag a top 3 that you wouldn't have expected. Let's do a poll on where Luke will finish. I think last. I'd say I don't start the race. How's about that, Bosch? I say the race isn't going to start for me at all. Yeah, it's a little bit of an unfortunate situation, but other than that, it's all good. It is what it is. It's just mistakes learned. Obviously, it's a bit heartbreaking because we have practiced a little bit for the setup. We wanted to see how exactly we fare in today's race. It's obviously always nice to race against everyone. But yeah, I think it's definitely lessons learned, and we need to start doing a lot of last to first. The last to first generate a lot of content, but sometimes they are a bit rough. I think maybe, I don't know about you guys, can we see Philip's cam? I don't think so, because he's not streaming, unfortunately. I don't think we'll be able to see it because we don't have the spectate password. So if we did have the spectate password, which I'll check now, if someone okay. They can't hand out the spectate password anymore, just in case of hackers and all of that. So unfortunately, we can't watch. They have just jumped on board with Mr. Minnar in the Mercedes-Benz, representing ATK Esports, which is a organization here based in Cape Town. Unfortunately, not Philip. Philip P18. I don't know. Can he get top 10 in the race? What do you think, Alex? Do you think he can sneak in a top 10 appearance at the end of the race? It's going to be very difficult because obviously there's very, very fast drivers ahead of him, and I don't know exactly how good the Merc is now in terms of its tire wear and. But yeah, we'll obviously love to see our South African man go from P18 to P10. That'll be really, really cool. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Oh, he's still doing full pull. Imagine, imagine. Yeah, track is still damp at the moment. Everyone's still getting their tire pressures, trying to get nice and focused and prepped for the race. Dr. Phil top 5. Oh, if he can finish top 5, that'll be superb result for him. Something he can be really, really proud of. So it's interesting to see. So the quickest, the two BMs. Oh, look at how close they are, boys. So Timu ends up jumping Jardia by 0.003. How close can you actually ask for? Except for Luke, yeah. I'm one of the killers that aren't there at the moment, so they at least don't have to worry about that. But look at that. That's quite interesting. Dom Healy in the Nissan GTR. That is insane. But guys, look at how close the field is over here from P4 down to P9. So 1/10 could have been the difference between you qualifying P4 and P9. And obviously the rest of the field is also quite close considering it was green conditions, not really optimal. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how everyone progresses through the race as well as hopefully avoid. There's a lot of accidents that don't happen because this is a very, very big high impact accident zone. There's a lot of times where the accidents happen at places that you don't expect, like up the hill. I guarantee you there's going to be a touch and someone is going to absolutely just get murdered. So yeah, hoping that that's not the case because that'll just be a mass genocide and everyone will just die. But yeah. Any info about today's patch? Today's patch, according to my knowledge jamming, was the Bentley as well as the McLaren getting updated. I think they had a little bit of a bop change, maybe a bit of extra boost, some extra sauce. But yeah, other than that, I'm not too sure what else has changed, but I know that the Bentley as well as the McLaren got slightly faster. Who knows? That could have been Marco Jonkers can definitely drive. That could have maybe been one of the impact reasons impacting his pole position today. I don't know exactly where he's going to finish, as well as if the car for him feels faster, because he could be driving the car now going, whoa, this car feels way slower. Maybe it feels much faster. Maybe the bop hasn't changed at all on this track. We will never know until everything gets explained in the patch notes. Carpenter for the win. I bet 2 beers. Not enough beers, Mr. Porsche. Yeah, it would be awesome for Timo to win. So as far as I know, Yonkers would be in a McLaren. So we have McLaren, Audi, Ferrari, Honda, Porsche, BM. Yeah, that is right. Oh, he's in a Porsche. I wish, because Marco Jonkers normally drives the McLaren, but he is also a Porsche driver, so it would have been absolutely insane if he was in his McLaren and we had 6 different manufacturers in the top 6. But still, it's not too bad. And then you have Porsche, Audi. You have 5 different manufacturers in the top 6. It's not too bad, guys. Come on. I don't want to say it's close BOP because if you look at the outright times of all the cars, the BOP isn't really close here. But yeah, there's going to be an interesting track to see how everyone holds onto their tires as the track is currently 29.34 damp, which is very, very hot for a track that's completely wet and has a lot of standing water on. That's going to be very interesting to see how they hold on to their tires. You can already see Marco Jonker looking for those damp patches because the tires are already bleeding. The track surface is it's weird how sometimes with ACC like this you can guarantee that this is not realistic because the track surface is 34 degrees. I think you and I can agree, guys, that there's no ways the track can be 34 degrees on track temperature, but it's completely wet and there's rainfall coming down, and then it would be highly unlikely, I'm sure it can happen, that it can be 29 degrees outside as well as just start hammering down with rain. I don't know if you guys agree. Have you guys been in any of those situations where it's completely wet, like wet, and it just starts raining? Oh, would you look at that, guys? So it does start wet. Everyone that hasn't gotten their pressures yet is completely screwed. So at the moment, it's 29.34. George with a good chance. Yeah, I think George will also do very, very well in today's race. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. So everyone that didn't by any chance go out, oh, that's awesome that they do a little quality like this. So look at the different manufacturers, guys. Porsche from Audi, Ferrari from Honda, from Porsche, from BM. 5 different manufacturers in the top 6. Really not too bad. Not too bad. And then you see the cluster of different Audis. And then as we go a little bit further down the group, there's Philip, our fellow South African in P18. Hopefully he does well. As you can see in P28, Valentine Barrier is definitely not that slow. He obviously arrived a bit too late and then had to do his quali in completely wet conditions. So it's unfortunate timing from him. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Who's your money on today? Alex, you obviously want certain, you want Philip to do well. Jard is also quite decent in the wet, completely agree. What is that noise? Oh, that's my ACC. That's my ACC. Okay, I was like, what is that noise? Oh, that's very cool. They go through the different driver profiles. That's so sick. It's almost like how, if you guys can remember, Activision used to do something along these lines. That's so cool. Podium rate. Philip top 10. Let's go. Podium make it. His makeup smudges in the rain. Yeah, the profile picture is sick. There we go, Timu. The man, the myth, the legend. It would have been crazy if you saw my little profile picture. You would have seen so many DNFs. Wait, Jardy has never DNF'd in LFM? Oh, okay. So I think he's gotten killed before, but I'm surprised he's never actually like quit the race and just like, I don't want to finish it. Tommy Lydon, 10 DNFs. What's the podium rate? 41% for Fotch. Everyone has different podium rates. I think mine is like 48% or something. Not too sure. Look at Aiden. Visceral Esports. I've never heard of Aiden. Does anyone know of the Aiden guy that they just showed? Doris, everyone knows about him. Apple. Oh, that's a cool anime livery. Levi Thomas, that's cool. One of the LFM staff members, that's really, really awesome. Leonardo Porco. Normal livery. I think the problem is you won't see any of the people's liveries, unfortunately. If they... Considering he's in LFM, the person watching him has his livery, so everyone else will kind of have a bland livery as far as I'm aware. So yeah. Oh, that looks sick as well with a different color scheme. Porco, cool name. Yeah, I completely agree, Alex. There we go. There's Mr. Minnow in the full blacked out Mercedes-Benz. Here's Hendrik Gamble, the teammate of the other Porsche legend. There's Kuhn, another Porsche driver. Lots of Porsches over here. Lots of Porsches and lots of Audis. Another BM boy. Go to Hendrik. It's Dr. Phil. Another Porsche. Bright, bright, bright blue. Funny profile picture. Yeah, it's very cool guy. Oh, that guy's got a very weird picture of Freddy from Friday the 13th. Is a Ryanair. Oh, that's so cool because his name is Renoir. He's got a Ryanair profile picture. There's Dom Healy with the Nissan profile picture. Finally, towards the back of the grid, Ryan Cooper, as well as the other main man, Barrier. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Barrier progresses through the field, as well as how everything looks towards the front. But here's our thing, guys. How big of a crash is lap 1 going to hold? I guarantee you, I'm telling you this now, if you look at the radar, oh, you guys won't be able to see, unfortunately. At the moment, it's rain for the next 10 minutes, light rain, then in 30 minutes it completely clears. So genuinely, everyone will be on wets now, but at some point I think the wets will have to change into either dries or they're going to eke out the wets as long as possible. Yeah, Valentine's very, very quick. 7 deaths. I think there's at least going to be 5 people that are going to have a massive crash. Accident? Small chance. Wait, let me try and replicate that. Look at that. small. Yeah, no, I think there's going to be a massive accident. And the thing, can I tell you where it's going to happen? I'm calling it now. It's just a prediction. First lap, 15, 17 deaths. I guarantee you, first lap is going to be an accident in the front. Because the Porsche is a little bit fast in the straight, unfortunately, it won't be able to hold off the Audi or the Ferrari behind that. So unfortunately, I think the accident is going to start, not end, it's going to start between Yonkers, Dalfante, as well as Boothby. So Ferrari's very, very quick in a straight line. I don't think, as long as Marco would need an absolutely superb P1 to not get smoked down the straight from the Audi. Yes, the Audi has lost a little bit of straight line speed, but I think with the slipstream, it'll still probably happen. It also depends on the small quarter slides they're going to have up the hill. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And then looking a little bit down the field, the Honda's also quite potent over here. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how everything goes. 7 deaths and Dr. Phil in first place at the end of lap 1. Yeah, George is aggressive, but I think it's controlled aggression, so it's going to be interesting to see where everything ends up. I mean, his Kyalami race went exactly like mine did. Absolutely shocking. The only difference is this time round he's actually able to participate in the next race, whereas I'm sitting here commentating. As a driver, you always want to be involved in the action. So as much as I can speak a lot and commentate to a certain degree, you obviously always want to be out there and competing with the boys. Yeah, the Kalami got absolutely battered. Yeah, boys, it's almost lights out, and away we go. Take another sip of this drink. Okay, so after lap 1, record it now, Yonkers will not be first. As much as he's a cool guy, he's not going to be first because there's probably going to be an accident up the hill. Let's go. One of those lights out, and away we go. Everyone lining up. They should be at the stage now, looking at his speedo. They should be at the stage where they're trying to get to 70. Let's see who has a good launch, who doesn't. Someone's already. Oh, one of the BMs already. Hendrick, obviously, with the wrong tires. Audi's already ahead of the Porsche. They're going to go side by side into T1. Porsche's taking a wider line. Audi's taking a wider line. Oh, and the Honda's right there. Oh, this is going to be trouble. This is going to be trouble. Audi trying to go around the outside. Boothby on the inside. This is going to be sketchy. This is going to be sketchy, guys, because they're going to be slowly pushing each other towards the right-hand side. But while the Audi and Boothby are fighting, and the Honda right there as well, the Porsches seem to get away quite nicely. Now they're stacking up there. Hendrick Stoll in the pits. Oh! Surprised no one has crashed yet. This is very, very clean from them. Very controlled driving from all the boys. Philip Minot, no! Philip Minot is involved in an accident. If you see that little triangle, guys, that means an accident has been involved, as well as Valentine Barrier. Oh, the triangles are just going absolutely insane. We can't see exactly where the accidents are happening, but we can see the people involved, as a collision has been detected by these various drivers. So I don't know if they've been absolutely killed or not, but Philip Minot still positive, net P2, 2 positions up. Nothing has really changed in the front, besides Boothby jumping Dalfante. Bishop stole P4, not too bad. Jardia has jumped quite a lot of positions. Burnt has lost 2 positions. Timu has also lost a position out to Jardia, but towards Samir's side, nothing's changed. Leiden's nothing's changed. So everything hasn't really changed that much. I'm quite surprised. The trackers went now from wet to damp, so it seems like the track is going to be ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. And I wouldn't be surprised if in like eight laps that the track's already greasy. As you see, Philip Minot catches a massive slide over there, and Marco Bischoff is absolutely all over Eric Dalfante as he looks towards the inside. Jardy is looking very aggressive in the BM behind. Definitely going to have a really good run up this hill, as the BM is quite saucy. Let's see. The Bischoff has a little bit of a snap over there. But they mustn't forget about the Honda behind. The Honda definitely have some insane straight line speed. Boothby has taken over Yonkers. So through all of that, something happened in T1 where Jonkers has lost out, and Boothby is now your race leader. And the Porsche, oh, look at the straight line speed of the Porsche. They're getting absolutely smoked by Jardia. Jardia doing very well to get through that position cleanly. We see on the radar that there's another little incident between Aiden as well as someone else. Philip Minor still going quite well. In P14, still a net 3 positions up. Valentin Barrier moving through the field very, very nicely, all the way from P29 down to P20, so he's making some steady progress. Soldatov and Anufriev is kind of staying the same. Timu still in the same position, hasn't really made any moves. The Honda seems like he's quite patient, waiting for the Bischoff Jardia action to maybe kick up again, as Jardia's just gotten past Bischoff. Samir is still staying nice and calm, taking it easy in P9. And yeah, it's interesting. At the moment, Boothby is leading as well as pulling heavily away from Marco Jonker, so he could have this race in his absolute bag, in the bag, I should say rather. But yeah, George is definitely going to run away now. And he's already pulled 1.6 seconds on this lap alone. The track is damp at the moment. The rain is decreasing ever so slightly as time does go by. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next, as I said, 8 to 10 laps, people are going to start coming in for their tire change as soon as the pit stop window does open. Tire evolution will definitely help Timu bring him back into the race. Completely agree. But it's going to be very important, guys. Oh, that almost looked like it was about to be an accident. It's going to be very important, guys. If you want to gain a lot of positions here, as soon as the track goes from damp to greasy, but as soon as possible. So as soon as it goes from damp to greasy and you available in the pit window, continue. Oh, no! There's been an accident between Eric Delfante as well as Jardia. No! I don't know what has happened there, but Jardia seemed to have had an accident with Eric Delfante. Oh no, he lost it by himself. I don't know how he got forced wide. I don't know what has happened over there, but there was a collision penalty between Eric Delfante as well as Jardia. So it seems that they might have been in a collision. Nonetheless, Jardia in P3 at the moment. Marco Junker is getting pulled away from by Boothby. Timu and Leon Burns still staying there. Foch has now in net gained another position. Philip Minor absolutely making moves. Awesome from the South African. Now up to P12 from P17. Valentin Barrier also another man on the move. Now down to P19 from 29th. Made up 10 positions. He's still going very, very smoothly. Got a Porsche as well as a McLaren right up in front of him. And he does look like he's quicker than. So at the moment we can't compare lap time. So 53.8 for Barrier, 53.4 from Marco Bischoff. So look at the difference, guys. So Marco Bischoff is currently fighting for P3. And only 4 tenths slower is Barrier in P19. As you see, all the boys now, considering the track is going from damp, it wouldn't be that far away from greasy that all the boys are starting to look just for that extra bits of damp patches just to cool down their tires, because it is obviously a very hot track. It's 29.34 at the moment, so the boys are just going to be looking that small little bits of damp patches here and there. As we saw, we didn't see on camera it happen, but it seems like Samir has gotten past Dario Bike. As Dario comes back at him, it's going to be too wide going into the chicane. Samir has the inside line. Dario backs out, thinks better of it. As the two Audis are getting very, very close, so I'm surprised Leiden and Bike didn't have an accident there between one another. Yeah, and as well as Aiden, someone very new to the scene as far as I know, because I haven't seen him before. Great going, P10 in his first race that I'm aware of him racing there, so very, very good by him. Matthias Kuhn still staying there and thereabouts in P15. Thomas Levi from LFM still doing wonders, keeping in P13. That's really, really good. Thanks for that sub, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Valentin Barrier seemed to slow down his progress a little bit. It seems like there's an incident now between Jeffrey as well as Valentin. Valentin didn't get the triangle, unfortunately, but it seems Valentin has jumped another. Oh, and there's a triple. There's a triple between Maximilian, Valentin, and Jeffrey. We'll see what is the result of that, but net gain for Valentin Barrier. Also another incident now between Appel and Kuhn. So those positions have changed. As look at how these guys are going side by side. The Ferrari as well as the McLaren are all four of them within 2/10. This is going to be interesting to see, guys. As the lead hasn't really changed much, but there's all of them on top of each other. They're almost 3 wide going to T1. Valentin tries to go around the outside of the McLaren. Hopefully there's no incident involved. And now the BM gets involved of Constantine. It's going to be interesting as they rise up the hill. We'll see exactly who of them has the quicker car in a straight line, as it is McLaren from Ferrari. And let's see. And it looks like Marco Bischoff has gotten past Jardia. Jardia fighting back though. Jardia fighting back as the inside line, forcing Bischoff wide. They're going to go 2 wide coming into the next corner. Bischoff does have the inside line, so we'll see what happens here. The Porsche behind that does look a bit damaged. I don't know what has happened here. Jardia is now P2. It was Marco Jonkers that he was fighting with. It's Bischoff that's looking towards the inside. His car, I don't know if that's a livery or if it's the car, but it seems like he's getting involved now as well. So Jardia up to P2, guys. Literally called it, Alex. Jardia is currently P2, and now the 2 Porsches are fighting with one another. So it seems Jonkers just didn't have the pace, and Boothby's absolutely running away with it. Boothby doing a superb job, currently 5.5 seconds up ahead. As we jump on board back to this battle between the BM, the McLaren, and the other BM and Bentley. It seems that Mr. Barrier has separated himself just a little bit from this battle. As you can see him right up ahead over there, there's a Porsche and a what looks like a Ferrari. Yes, it is a Ferrari. They're having a battle, so everyone's still noticing the gap that Barrier is slowly but surely pulling through this field. BMW leading the race. No, there's actually a Ferrari. Oh, and we see Joris Appel unfortunately involved in a massive accident. He needs to wait for everyone to come past so he doesn't have an unsafe rejoin. So Abaddon at the moment, a Ferrari is actually leading the race. Oh, and there's another crash. There's another massive crash between Maximilian Soldatov. Oh my word, guys, what has just happened? Soldatov, Maximilian, and Ryan Cooper absolutely smash each other. So we'll have a look on board from this. So let's see. Up ahead was the Audi and the Porsche. We'll see what happens coming into this corner. So I don't know if it's late braking from him. As he straightens the car out, turns the car in, absolutely smashes the McLaren. The Lambo goes wide. The Bentley and the BM tussle. And just deaths, guys. Death. Everyone just absolutely dying. Let's see who are your big winners from that. Ryan Renard has gained quite a bit. That's good for him. Leonardo Porco has now jumped up to P10, jumping Tommy Lydon. He's up a few positions. Philip Minnar still striding very, very well. Now all the way up to P12 from P17. Valentin Barrier still keeping his nose clean. Now up to P17. Vasily has also gained through that as he started P23, so he's 5 positions up. Yeah, there was an absolute killing spree in the back, Alex. Jardia still holding on to P2 with Marco Jonkers still on his tail with Bischoff only 2 behind. So that whole battle for P3, as it seems at the moment, still very, very tight. The track is still damp, but ever so slightly improving. The rain is going to be decreasing in the next 10 minutes, and then in 30 minutes' time, wet should be completely gone. As you see everyone go towards the left-hand side of the track to try and see if they can gain just a bit extra in terms of those damp patches. Seems like Bischoff as well as Jonkers have a small little collision. They're on top of each other, and then right behind them there's a 3-man battle for P5 with Leon Burnt leading the charge with Samir and Timu all battling for it. Timu pulls out over here. Marco Jonkers holding the outside line. And that is move done. Marco Bischoff moving forward. Timu jumping the Honda. Foch just staying nice and close to the Honda. Obviously move done for Timu. Now he's going to try and see if he can slowly but surely move forward. There was obviously a collision between him as well as the Honda. That's why Leon is giving him a little bit of a flash. So he's obviously not too happy with that move. If we look further down the field, even though Joris has had that massive accident, he's going to have to wait to get back up, as well as Eric Delfante having that earlier massive collision. He's back up to P21. Dom Healy still showing the boys how it's done in the Nissan, so good on him. Mr. Renard with a very cool Ryanair livery in P19, not doing too badly. Let's see what else is happening on the field. Now, the main battle over here, it just seems like there's just massive groups at the moment. The fight for P12 is still quite close, and then this massive battle between these four over here, between Jonkers, Timu, Leon Burnt, as well as Foch. That also seems insane. Look at every single one of them pull towards the left-hand side, just looking for that little bit of extra water so they can cool their tires down. Because it is 29:34, very hot. Foch dives down the inside, manages to not collect him, has a small touch with him, so you can see over there, now Foch has the inside line. Leon's going to have to get forced the wide around the right-hand side. Foch will have the inside. Now it's a drag race. They're coming side by side down the home straight. It looks like Foch is just ever so slightly ahead. Let's see if the Honda can pull him. Let's see, Foch will have the inside line, so Leon will definitely have to back out. And he does exactly that. Let's see if he can carry more speed. That looks like move done. Well done to Foch. He's now up to P6, I think, from P10, so he's moving slowly but surely forward. Boothby still having an absolutely superb race, starting P3. 7.2 seconds ahead, absolutely slaying the field with that Ferrari, showing it how it's done. And as we jump on board with Valentin Barrier, we see up ahead that there's a Porsche that seems a bit sketchy, so maybe some of the guys are starting to feel that tire wear just a little bit. As Valentin Barrier tries to go around the outside of the Ferrari. I don't know if that's going to happen. Oh, loses the car just a little bit, maybe a bit overzealous over there. I don't know if he thought that move was done, but respect to the man, as he obviously has confidence in himself and in his car and his driving ability to even try and send it down the outside over there. So well done to him. And now there's a massive pack building around the whole Matthias Kuhn, as well as who's leading that pack over there. It looks like Leonardo Porco, I think so. Yeah, it seems either Leonardo Porco or Tommy Lydon. This pack is obviously forming, as well as the whole Foch battle in front. They're a little bit increased in terms of spacing, but at the moment, the closest battle on the field seems between Matthias Kuhn and Levi Thomas, as well as Philip Minard and Tommy Lydon. Philip is showing what he can do in that Mercedes-Benz, so very good from him. We jump on board with Vasily. He was obviously just narrowly avoiding that massive incident from earlier between some of the boys towards the back of the field. Gaining, obviously, he was one of the big winners of that, as well as Ryan Renoir. That's good for him. Dom Healy still in P20. I think he's net positive 3 positions up this race. Yo, Nate, what's up, my man? How you doing? Oh, and no, Philip! Good save. Unfortunately, just got too crazy over the curb and had to lose a couple of positions there. So only 2 positions lost. Not too bad. Still a net positive 3 positions up, but that was very unfortunate, especially for his progress forward. But it's a good save. He at least saved it and kept it out of the wall. The tires would have felt that quite a lot, but at the moment, there's nothing you can do except appreciate the save that he had and kept it out of the wall, as well as didn't get murdered. No, unfortunately not, Nate. So what happened was I signed up obviously for the race, practiced for the race, was out the whole day with my girlfriend, came home, and only logged onto the LFM site to look at potential conditions like 20 minutes before the race started, and then I saw that I got a penalty and it dropped my SR below the threshold of me being able to do the race. So unfortunately, then I couldn't do the race myself. And then I asked everyone that was in chat if they'd like to do a watch along or just end the stream and continue with their evenings. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. As you see, there's some position changes happening between Dario Bike as well as Walsingham. Dario gaining a position and Aiden losing out there. It's been a really good race for him. As well as Valentin Barrier, he's a net 13 positions up, as far as I know. So very, very good from him. He's obviously looking to hunt down Alicio Milas. Philip Minnar, P14. Obviously, he had that small little incident on the exit of this corner. Managed to save it, so very good that he kept it out of the wall. But now he's got two very, very fast Ferraris directly on his tail. And he seems to slowly be losing sight of the Porsche up ahead. But yeah, back to the front. George Boothby keeps extending his gap to 8.2 seconds, so he has a sober when Luke drives. So now we're all just drinking, oh my word. Yeah, literally. Oh my word. And Valentin Barrier gets straight through. Oh my word. And Melis, no! There's an accident that happened. Oh, he just turned in with too much speed. Oh no. At least he got out of everyone's way, so that's very unfortunate for Alicia Milas. So Vasily ends up gaining, Dom ends up gaining, Delfanta ends up gaining. As we see Leonardo Porco getting past Walsingham down the inside, so well done to him, very clean move. So that's really cool for them. Then we jump on board. It seems like Marco Bischoff was 2 seconds behind Jardia, now 1.5, so maybe just starting to close in a little bit. Marco Jonker still has a decent gap behind Mr. Bischoff, so the two Porsches obviously can't keep up with each other, but now it looks like Samir Foch as well as Timu are in a massive battle. Foch is directly behind Timu. We'll see exactly what the Ferrari straight line speed is made of over here. The Foch, this might be an easy move for him, so let's see. Does he move towards the inside? Yes. Seems like Timu gives him that inside line, but Foch decides to back out of it. Going to be very sketchy. Oh, him just jumping the curb. Foch looking to potentially go around the outside. I don't think that's going to happen. But Marco Jonker's looking very vulnerable at the moment. Looks like both the Ferrari as well as the BM, Foch as well as Timu looks a little bit quicker. So we'll have to see exactly how that plays out. Yo, Kalen, what's up, my man? Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree, Nate. Yeah, Timu's doing very, very well at the moment. Seems like now the battle is continuing to pick up between Leonardo Porco as well as Aiden. As I literally speak about it, they jump on board with the battle. The pit window has just opened, as you guys have seen. So, as I mentioned before, the moment these drivers will want to jump into the pits with everything they're worth is as soon as that track condition changes from damp to greasy. That's your time. That's your cue for you to fly and jump onto dry tires. We jump on board with a battle between Valentin Barrier as well as Mr. Minnar. Mr. Minnar obviously had that small little accident earlier, managed to keep it out of the wall, but now he's obviously dropped down another position. Valentin Barrier absolutely showing some mega speed, driving all the way from P29 to P14, so he's having an absolute superb masterclass race for him, so very good. We'll see if Aiden Walsingham can gain on Leonardo Porco over here. There should be a massive difference between the two cars down the straight, especially with the McLaren having the slipstream. He might get forced to the outside. Oh, and he absolutely kills him. No, he tried to get on the inside, and Tommy Lydon has a free 2 positions, just like that, and now he's absolutely murdered his car. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Aiden just wanting to ensure that he can get the inside line, forcing the move a little bit too soon, and then unfortunately smashing the Porsche into the wall, which is now going to hold all of them up because there's no ways the amount of downforce that Porco has at the moment will be able to hold everyone up in this queue. So now, unfortunately, with that move, Porco will more than likely lose every single position of everyone all the way down to Philip Minnar right behind them. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts dropping positions like a fly. That's very unfortunate that had to happen. We see that Foch is still absolutely nailed to the back of Timu. Timu's still keeping close, but keeping a little bit of a distance to Marco Jonkers. But it seems like Foch just has the pace at the moment over Timu. So he's comma 1 behind as we see the Delta. Comma 2 literally directly on him. So we'll see. We'll see exactly if Aiden suffered more damage from that or Porco. It looks like Porco's front is a lot more smashed than Aiden's. Mateus Kuhn trying to go down the inside, loses the rear, and look at the Ferrari of Valentin Barrier pulling towards the inside line, might gain 2 positions over here. He's directly alongside the Porsche, forces him wide, has the inside line. Will Valentin get the Audi as well? Jumps the curb, surprisingly doesn't hit him. Oh, and they touch! They touch! Now he has the inside line, so not too much damage done, but a little bit of a outside move. Now Barrier getting involved. Philip Minor has a potential look at all 4 of these cars. We'll see if the Audi can get alongside him. It might be going side by side into this corner. I don't know if Valentin would have had to give that position back, but net gain for Valentin there. That was just very, very scary. That could have been the end of Valentin's race, as he would have had a massive penalty, as well as the Audi somehow, some way controlling it. And we jump on board with a Porsche that's completely lost it. I don't know what happened there. Let's see. I don't know if he jumped the curb too much. Oh, he touched the grass and just lost it in general. Tried to smash onto the brakes. Oh, that's the downforce of Leonardo Porco's car is absolutely gone. It's just gone. There's nowhere to be seen. Vasily Enrov making a nice move on Jeffrey. Now a net of 7 positions gained. If you guys missed qualifying, it was one of those qualifyings where it was going to rain almost immediately. So you kind of had 2 to 3 laps to ensure that you get your best qualifying done as soon as possible. Oh, Valentin having an inside look over here towards the Porsche. And as I said, Porco literally can't hold on. His car's absolutely destroyed. So Valentin having a massive smile on his face, having the race of his life so far. From P29 to P11, a net 18 positions gain. Absolutely superb. Looked like he touched the curb. I mean, the wall towards the end over there. So that's a bit unfortunate for him. As they show that on replay. Let's see, did he make contact with the barrier? Ah, it's a small little bit of barrier for Mr. Barrier himself. Yeah, now we'll see if he can, in clean air, obviously the Porsche still following close by, clean air, and see if he can catch up to Aiden, which obviously had that incident earlier with Porco damaging his car as well as Aiden's car. Oh no! Timu goes wide! Timu cuts across. He's going to have to lose that position, and well done to Foch. Staying patient, ever so close all the time, staying patient and eventually getting the position that he worked so hard for. And we see one Mr. Konstantin Soldatov coming into the pits immediately. I don't know if there was some fuel that he wanted to. Yeah, it was definitely a love touch. I don't know if there's a lack of fuel, but at this point you don't want to be changing tires at all. Yet to dries, because the track is still damp. You obviously still the track is evolving ever so slightly, little bits by little bits, but at the moment it's still damp, so the wet tires are definitely still the best. I don't know if that jump of the curb of Timu would have affected his ability through the rest of the race, but it seems like the Honda just has his number over here and could potentially pull alongside him into this last little sector. He was definitely going to have to work really hard to keep Leon Burnt behind him. George Boothby having an absolutely superb race. Obviously, he had the benefit of the start with the accidents and everything, and just slipped through. And now he's pulled a massive gap onto Jardia, which also has had a really, really good race. Started P5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken, just behind Timu, and has benefited quite well with avoiding incidents. It seems like there was one incident that he was involved in, but not too sure how that resulted. But yeah, seems like a couple of pit stops is happening. Porco as well as Mateus Kuhn having a difference of strategy to everyone else. The track is now, guys. Now. It has just switched to greasy, so I'm expecting every single person to come into the pits immediately, because as of right now, this very second right now, the dry tires will be quicker. So it's still greasy conditions. Now is your absolute most opportune time for you to be able to get an advantage. So everyone that just came into the pits on that lap where it switched from damp to greasy, now they're going to have the absolute advantage. So at this point, you will soon see the people that have switched to the dry tires a little bit earlier will start getting quickest lap. As we see, Hendrik Gamble seems to have fastest lap, so he's potentially one of the beneficiaries from that early pit stop. They jump on board with Valentin Barrier as he got in front of Dario Bike. Bike just going a little bit too wide, and then Valentin forcing the issue towards the inside. Obviously, space, lots of space to be had, and Valentin up now 19 positions. As we see Boothby, I don't know if he has passed the start finish yet. Eric Gamble seems to, in the other Porsche, he's the quickest man on track at the moment. And he's all over the Lambo of Renoir. So let's see if he can get through. Potts jumps in the pits. Timu jumps in the pits. It seems our leaders, Mr. Boothby, has still not decided that he wants to come into the pit, so he's going to leave his pit stop for a little bit later. But everyone is definitely going to want to come into the pits now as quickly as possible. So look at that. Foch in the pits. Timu in the pits. Aiden in the pits. Everyone is jumping in the pits. Valentin, Vasily, Jeffrey, Eric Delfante, Renoir, Maximilian. Everyone jumping into the pits. Bischoff, Jonkers, Leon, Leiden, Bike, and Philip Menard, as well as Boothby and Jardia, seems to stay out. Hopefully the overcut works for them. But in my personal opinion, I think the undercut is just going to be that much faster. As we jump back on board, it seems that there's a fight between Leon Burnt and Tommy Leiden. Is it them two? I'm trying to think now. We're going to see who nailed their pit stops. Overcut will work. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Samir's already out the pits. Timu's car just dropped now. So I think Samir ended up overall gaining a little bit more time than he wanted to. That he had planned to do between him and Timu, as the gap is now 2.7. So I wouldn't be surprised if these guys that are going to come into the pits soon, or at least I hope soon, if they're going to gain a lot from this. So let's someone to also look on, keep an eye of. Valentin Barrier was obviously very, very quick in the wet condition. It's now greasy, so it's going to be about managing that, managing the sliding of that dry tire. George Boothby comes in the pits, as well as Jardy and Marco Bischoff. They're obviously wanting to not get undercut, as well as Jonkers, Leon Burnt, and probably Tommy Leiden, and the rest of the non-stoppers will probably come into the pits. But we'll see exactly where Samir Foch comes out, as he's the first of the guys that have done their pits. So we'll see how the positions change. Konstantin Soldatov ends up going quicker. Hendrik Gamble gaining a lot of positions. No ways. Wait, what? Oh, okay. He hasn't done his stop yet. Okay. I don't know what has happened here, but Henrik Gamble, obviously the quickest man on track at the moment. I don't know why it did what it did there. That seems very, very strange. Boothby comes out in the pits. Let's see exactly. I want them to jump on board with Foch and see exactly what lap times Foch is doing in comparison to everyone else. So anyone that was on the wet tires, if we can have that little bit of a comparison, it'll be very interesting to see. Foch is coming through. Foch is coming through. Let's see, he's going to have a really good run up the hill here compared to the people that are coming out of the pits. And just a bit ahead, we see Marco Bischoff. So I don't think the positions change all too much. Seems, oh no, Leonardo Porco in the wall. Very unfortunate for him. Jeffrey Maluti, as well as Leonardo Porco, seemingly having an accident. So let's see, once all the pit stops has finished. Philip Menard, unfortunately, has dropped quite a couple of positions. Levi Thomas is about to have an opportunity at getting past Tommy Leiden, so the two Audis completely going at one another. So let's look. Once the pit stops have been completed, it seems George Boothby still has provisional lead. Jardy is still second. The 10-second gap has kind of stayed the same. Marco Bischoff still quite close to Jardia. That hasn't really changed. Samir has gained quite a lot on Timu. I don't know if he's actually gained on Marco Bischoff or not. Marco Jonkers has obviously had that incident earlier with the other Porsche. He's lost out the most over here from this. Leon Burnt has also lost out quite a lot, considering he was directly on Timu's rear bumper. Dom Healy just passed Matthias Kuhn, so that's another position change. So yeah, Philip Minnar also a little bit of a loser out in that position. P18 now. It seems Vasily has gained quite a couple of positions from that, so that's good for him. Hendrik Gambol finally doing his pits, as well as Dario Baek, one of the late stoppers. So we'll see where they transition out and come back into the field. Aiden Wassingham has seemed to stay the same. Same with Valentin Barrier. He's completely on the rear bumper of Aiden. So very, very good race so far from Valentin Barrier. From 29th to 9th, having a superstar race at the moment. 2 behind Aiden. And then Aiden only being 1 second behind Leon. So at this point, guys, Valentin Barrier could genuinely go. He's 1 behind. Oh, and they jump on board with him. Let's see. Does he have the pace over the McLaren up ahead? He could genuinely go from P29 down to P7, which would be an absolute stellar result for him, considering he came into the lobby a little bit late. Jump on board. The two Audis still going on at one another. The Audi in front of Tommy Lydon going a little bit wide there, jumping the grass. Potch is very, very happy with his result thus far, from P9 all the way to P4, so very, very good. Philip will be a little bit disappointed, as he was in a much better position earlier. Went from 17th all the way to P12, and now finds himself back in P17. That's a little bit unfortunate for him. Vasily Anurov is obviously making lots of gains, so obviously his car feels much better in these conditions than it was. So that's good on him. Dom Healy showing everyone how it's done in the Nissan, so very, very stellar job from him. The two Audis still going at each other. Dario Baek, unfortunately, in that accident from earlier. And then, yeah, Konstantin, unfortunately, losing a little bit in that earlier drama, as well as the accident, as well as Alicia Mellis. Yeah, we see that in the dry as of now, Marco Bischoff is catching Dardier by a significant margin every single lap, as he just posted the fastest lap. And if you remember, a couple of laps ago, it was 1.7 seconds. It's now 0.7. So it's going to be up to Marco Bischoff. He's going to have yet again another battle with Jardier for position. This time not for the win, but for P2, as George Boothby seems like he has this thing under wraps. Eric Delfante now posting the fastest lap with a 44.9. The track has just gone optimum. So everyone's lap times are going to be slowly but surely ramping up. And as we jump on board with Valentin Barrier, he gets completely past Aiden. So now Leon Burnt has had a little bit of a buffer gain in his time to Valentin. So Valentin 1.5 now behind Leon, and Leon only 1 second behind Marco Jonker. So guys, realistically, a P6 is still on the cards for Valentin Barrier, which would be absolutely insane. And we see this whole battle happening between Dom Healy, Eric Delfante, and Vasily. Vasily gains a position over Dom Healy. Unfortunately, within 2 corners, Dom Healy and his Nissan just can't cope with the pace that Vasily as well as Delfante is doing. Delfante is now completely on the rear end of Vasily. This is going to be interesting to see as these two absolutely superstars and very, very quick drivers face one another and see what happens. Philip Minnar still in P17 chasing down Baek. And as we were just speaking about, Eric Delfante gets past Vasily, so there's been another position change. Marco Bischoff completely on the rear end of Jardier. Let's see if his ability as well as the Porsche straight line speed can get him a position up this hill. Samir's lost his position. Samir still stays. Timu has the pace again. Yeah, I see Timu slowly but surely catching Samir. So it's going to be interesting to see towards the end of the race how that unfolds. Marco Bischoff looking towards the inside of Jardier. He's going to have to potentially try and force either a mistake over here or naturally just be a little bit quicker, as he is flying on the track. 44.2 compared to the 44.8 we saw earlier of Delfante. Another position change between Jeffrey, Maximilian, and Joris all getting involved. Here's another 4-man stack. This is going to be interesting to see if they don't have an accident up here. The Porsche getting forced a little bit wide. Audi on the inside. Oh, there's a small little touch. and then the other Porsche deciding to slipstream the Audi. So we could have a situation over here where Jeffrey unfortunately just lost 3 positions within 3 corners. That is very unfortunate for him. Obviously bullied a little bit in terms of his positioning, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Still 22 minutes left to go. The track is optimum. The track is getting slowly but surely hotter, as it is 1 p.m. in the afternoon with 37. So these guys' tires are definitely going to be feeling it. So if they don't have their ducts, either don't have their brake ducts high enough, or they're steering too much, they could end up in a situation where their tires are going to be absolutely dead and just bleed and bleed and bleed. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Valentine's still very, very hot on Leon, and Leon looking towards Marco Jonkers. Valentine Barrier just setting the fastest lap. Speaking of the man, our fastest man on track in P8, all coming all the way from P29. So he's very, very hot on the tail of Leon as well as Marco. It's going to be interesting to see how that battle unfolds. Marco just falling a little bit short of Timu, and Timu also setting the timing sheets alight as within the last 2 laps he's gained another half a second to Foch. So battles to watch on for on the track at the moment. Dardia, Bischoff, Foch, Timu. That's soon going to happen. We can see on board right now that the whole Leon Jonkers, Valentine Barrier battles going on. Matthias Kuhn gaining on the LFM driver of Levi Thomas. Dom Healy seems like he's very, very close behind Vasily, but I wouldn't be surprised if he loses a little bit and Dario Bayek ends up gaining quite a lot on them. Philip Minor, unfortunately, still stuck in P17. Con doesn't have an answer for the guys up ahead in their pace. There's a bit of a gap. Otherwise, then, if we check further back towards the field, Maximilian as well as Joris and Hendrik are also having a battle. If you guys remember Hendrik Gamble, I think he did 2 pit stops. I could be wrong, unless he was just on dries and he just tried to survive on dries. I don't know what exactly happened or what the strategy call there was for him. But in P21, and he's on the back of Joris Appel, which is no slouch at all, looking very, very quick. Yeah. Boothby gap also seems to be going down, but George has no reason to stress at all. It's a massive, massive gap. We see the Audi climb the curb, and oh my word, what a move! Hendrik Gamble going around the outside of Joris Appel. Absolutely superb, phenomenal move from him. You don't see too many moves there, guys, so that's very, very well done, and applause to him. Valentine Barrier still setting the timing sheets alight. Dom Healy loses out to Bike, which is what I said was going to happen. As that Nissan, as much as it has tracks that it's faster, he can try his absolute best, but the Audi's just naturally going to be so much faster. So unfortunately, he's just going to slowly but surely lose out positions. Leon's in the wall! No, guys! Massive accidents between Leon and Marco Jonkers as they jump the curb, and they both... Oh, no! Marco Jonkers ends up losing a couple of positions there. Leon having a superb race and unfortunately getting involved in that incident and now dropped down all the way to P14. Vasily's going to gain from this. Dario's going to gain from this. Dom Healy will gain another position. So, yeah, very, very unfortunate situation there. And another big winner is Valentine Barrier. Currently fastest man on track, 6 seconds behind Timo Karppinen, which is still catching Foch ever so slightly. Same with Bischoff, directly on board, on top of the rear of Jardia. So there's a couple of battles to look forward to. It's just absolutely unreal the pace that Valentine Barrier is showing you today. Obviously has the setup and has this car and his driving ability around this track under wraps. So superb performance by him thus far. I don't know if Marco Bischoff's just struggling to maybe deal with the straight line speed that the BM of Jardia has up ahead. Every single time he gets in the slip, it just seems like he cannot pull that move through. As we see Leon Burnt unfortunately lose a position to the Nissan of Dom Healy. So Vasily Anrov will be very, very happy with that. So he's gained, I think, 10 positions now. So he's one of the big winners in this race. Matthias Kuhn also looking strong on the back of Levi Thomas. Levi Thomas from LFM still holding strong. As we see Hendrik Gamble finally getting past Maximilian, as he had insane pace showed earlier. Pace of George not so fast anymore. Yeah, it seems like. And we jump on board. Come on, please jump on board. Timu Karppinen is now on the rear of Foch. Just like you said, Mr. Porsche GT, the Foch train is now having to defend against Timu. It's going to be interesting to see how he defends and if he can deal with the straight line speed of that BM. I don't know what's faster down the straight, the BM or the Ferrari. So we've got some very exciting battles towards the front. Aiden looks like he's got some pace. Very, very close behind Valentin. Marco Bischoff still on Jardia's rear. Samir getting caught by Timu Karppinen. And then towards the middle of the field, Timu, Theus Kuhn, Levi Thomas, and Tommy Lydon still having a little bit of a battle. And as we look further back, Leon Byrne is just trying to have some damage limitation, obviously from that massive accident he was involved in the chicane. Philip Minor looking like he can potentially snag another position from a ever struggling Leon Byrne, as obviously his car's completely wrecked. We jump back on board with Marco Bischoff and Jardia. He's going to have to either force him wide or do something to offset Jardia, because at the moment the BM's just got way too much straight line speed. That's going to be insane if he can get through, because Jardia definitely is one of those drivers that doesn't flinch under pressure, and he's been in this podium position ever so often. So same with Marco Bischoff. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can find a way to offset Jardia in one of these corners. I don't know if there's been a drop off of pace of Valentin Barrier, but there's been a surge of pace of Aiden, as it seems like Aiden just for a second there was 4 behind Valentin. It's now dropped to 6/10. If we look at the laps, it looks like Valentin's still going quickly, so I don't know exactly what's happening there. Thanks, Nate. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Amy. As we jump on board of the rear camera of Timu, as we see just for that slight millisecond that he's in front of, just behind Foch. But we got to see a nice little camera over there of his rear. Dario Bayek seems to be gaining a little bit on Vasily. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hold him off with his BMW versus the Audi of Dario Bayek. Philip Menos still not gaining any time on Dom Healy. Joris Appel now looking towards getting past Maximilian, which was earlier passed by Eric Campbell. Ryan Renoir still having a very quiet race. Gained a couple of positions this race, but hasn't been involved in too many. Joris Appel obviously being involved in a little bit of accidents. Constantine having just having a little bit of a struggling qualifying. Obviously, as we said, we have just two or three laps in quali to be able to ensure that you get your qualifying position. Yo, Philip, what's up, my man? I'm for league racing as well as I was supposed to be racing here today, but unfortunately had a little bit of a incident with regard to my SR, so I should have been racing, but now we're just commentating. But generally, league races and stuff I do on YouTube to grow the YouTube channel, and then other LFM and that stuff related I do on Twitch. So you can still expect Twitch stream tomorrow. As we jump on board with Dario Bayek, going side by side with the BM. I don't think he'll be able to make the move done, as it's very, very tricky to go side by side there. As the 3 times that we've seen at this race, there's been an incident every single time. Seems Philip Minot has gained, obviously, that position on Leon Burnt, but it also looks like he's hot on the tail of Dom Healy, so we'll see if he can gain that. Doris Appel finally getting past Maximilian de Sec. I don't know if I pronounced his surname correctly. Marco Bischoff still has no answer to the straight line speed of the BM as well as the defending nature of Jardia. But as a group, they are still catching George Boothby. George has nothing to worry about, as he still has an 8.5 second gap. There's no worries over there. It seems that Timu has lost a little bit of a touch from Samir. Valentin gaining a lot on them, guys. Remember, he was 6 seconds behind. Now he's only 3.5, so he's putting in the laps. And if Timu doesn't have an answer for Foch soon, there'll be a very, very fast Ferrari of Valentin Barrier behind him, and he will be stuck in a Ferrari sandwich. Of which case, I wouldn't be against Valentin Barrier getting Timu Karppinen, as he is the fastest man on track and absolutely flying at the moment. Yo, Lightfoot, welcome to the stream, mummy. So we see, as we mentioned earlier, Aiden did look like he had some pace, but now can't answer to the likes of Valentin Barrow, just dropping ever so slightly behind. Marco Jonker still chilling, having a very chill time, and then that battle and the train but behind Levi Thomas is ever so slightly growing, as now Mateus Kuhn is half a second behind Levi Thomas. Eric Dalfante is now 1.2 behind, looking at a potential position. Dario Bayek is 1 behind Vasily, 0.0. The pass gets made, but unfortunately he's towards the outside and has to give up the position, and Vasily regains that position with Dario Bayek dropping a little bit further. So now it's a four-man train. Vasily Anurov, Anufriev has 1 second behind Dario, half a second Dom Healy, and side by side the Merc and the Nissan are going side by side through this corner. Can Philip keep the... Oh, just loses the rear of the car. It would have been insane if he could keep that move done through that long right-hander. Yeah, I had a penalty, unfortunately, Lightfoot. Yeah, it must be definitely frustrating for Abix, because he's right there, but he just can't get anything done. The car's just not fast enough. While this whole battle with Philip Minnow and Dom Healy are continuing, Leon Burnt, obviously, who had that massive accident earlier, is now gaining back on them, obviously, since they're having a massive battle. Maximilian Desic, that did get passed by Joris Apple earlier, is now back on his tail, as we watch Philip Minnaar do an absolutely incredible move on Dom Healy. Now it's going to be a drag race down the main straight to see if he can hold it. It looks like the Nissan's a little bit faster. Philip's just going to brake just ever so slightly later, potentially smack into him. There's no collision there, so Dom Healy regains that position. Very, very good clean racing from them, as they're going to have a side-by-side roll up the hill. As you just check from this camera angle, absolutely incredible angle. Philip's going to have to dive back into the slipstream and try and see if he can get another way past. Over here, it looks like he's going for a late move. Oh, this could end up in tears. They give each other more than enough racing room. Oh, and he just doesn't collect him. Superb racing from Dom Healy as well as Philip Minnaar, giving each other just enough respect and enough room so that they can go through that corner side by side. Absolutely amazing. Leon Burnt now obviously very excited. He's right on the back of the Nissan of Dom Healy. He obviously has a very, very damaged car, so it's going to be interesting to see if the Nissan can hold off the likes of him. And we see there's a bunch of position changes happening. Leon Burnt, Dom Healy, Renoir, and Gamble. I don't know why there's a bunch of position changes happening. Seems that Leon, as we spoke about it, guys, Leon has gotten past, as well as Renoir has gotten past Gamble. And then there was a collision between Dario bikes. So lots of things happening in a small bit of time. Timu now right onto the back of Foch. Marco Bischoff slowly but surely lagging just a little bit away from Mr. Jardier. I don't know if he's going to be able to get that position done. It's still 9 minutes left in the race. The temperatures haven't changed at all. Hendrik Gamble having a look here at the Lamborghini. Always interesting to see a different car being used in the Pro Series, as not many people run the Lambo. The Porsche looks towards the inside, carries the speed, and that is move done. But it's not move done, because the Lambo is definitely going to be faster than him up the hill. So even though Hendrik Gamble has had that move done, Renoir is going to be having a smile on his face, because more than likely in the Lambo, I'm sure he's got absolutely insane straight line speed. What is happening here between Dom Healy and Leon? They just keep swapping positions. No one wants to lose, so Leon's obviously pushing Honda that's very fast. Oh, and he got through! Oh, and he just had to back off. That looks like a move done for Hendrik Gamble. It doesn't seem like Renoir had the answer to him there. But over here, Leon Burnt in a Honda that's fast, that has some damage. Unfortunately, trying to battle a Nissan that isn't that fast, but is completely unscathed. That's going to be quite interesting. Timu still almost on the back of Foch. Gardy is still holding off Marco Bischoff. I don't know if he's had some accident or if he just had a very, very slow lap, but now Jardi's got a lot of breathing room as a 2-second gap to claw back in 7 minutes is quite a big margin. Valentin Barrier now 1.7 seconds behind Timu, so that has gone down from 3.5 to 1.7, so he's definitely looking to have a move. Leon's still completely onto the rear of Dom Healy. Philip Minnar still having a look at potentially getting P13 as him, Vasily, and Dario still on top of each other. Eric Dalfente and Mateus Kuna having a battle, and that's very much helping Levi Thomas. And the battle continues. And Eric Dalfente seems to have gotten past. He just had so much more straight line speed than Mateus Kuhn. It might have also been a tactical play. As Mateus Kuhn can maybe benefit off of Eric Dalfente catching Levi Thomas. Valet P4, it's a possibility. It's 6 minutes left of racing. He's now 0.7 behind Timu, and Timu's not that far away from Samir. So I'm sure Valentin's going to try everything he has and throw everything at it to try and increase his positions gain. Because at the moment, Valentin Barry is a net P23 positions up, so he's having an absolute stellar race. Philip Minnar obviously 2 positions up. Soldatov has kind of stayed the same. Acelia Milas has just had a yellow flag warning on track, so that's a bit unfortunate. The man that's been not touched this race and no one had the answer to is the man, the myth, the legend, George Boothby. That looks like, unless anything happens, looks like that'll be an awesome victory for him. But at the moment, Valentin Barry and Timu are 1 from each other. Oh, this is going to look very scary, as we have to just lean a little bit forward, as I don't think the BMW will be able to hold off Valentin's straight line speed over here, especially with the slipstream. There's Comet 2 behind. He's gaining. Let's see what happens here. He's gaining. He's definitely got the speed and definitely got the overall lap time. So he's going to have to try and see if he can force him into a mistake, as the BM does look very, very potent in a straight line. Philip Minnar makes a move on Dario Bayek. Gets ahead of him, but can he hold the Audi up this hill? He just had a nice late brake on the inside. Very smooth. Lots of space given. Now Dario Bayek will try and fight the South African back up the hill. As we jump back on board, we see that the Audi's completely onto the rear of Philip. So we're going to see if maybe, just maybe, you can gain that position back. Look at the speed Valentin Barrier is able to carry up this hill. I don't know. It's going to be difficult. Timu's going to have to do lots and lots and lots of defending to be able to keep the super fast Valentin Barrier behind him. And both of them are still catching Foch. Marco Bischoff doesn't seem like he can do anything and have any answer towards the pace of Jardia. That's happening at the moment. Tommy Lydon now getting onto the back of Marco Jonkers. It seems like he's struggling a little bit with the Porsche. Hendrik Gamble's just been involved in an incident. Now here we see you guys. 1, 2. Will he? And they jump on board. Oh, that's unfortunate. He probably clipped the grass and then smashed into the wall. But come on, guys. You need to jump on board with Valentin Barry. He's 1. He's 1. Come on, boys. There we go. He has the outside line. Tries to have a little bit of a cutback. Didn't really work. He's going to stay very, very close up this hill. That BMW definitely has some insane straight line speed. Obviously with a little bit lower wing that Timu's probably running. Probably 6 of 8. So it looks like he's gaining. We'll see from the rear over here. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's looking towards the inside. Decides to back off. Very smart from him. Obviously doesn't want to be involved in any incidents. Leon Burns still having a battle with Dom Healy, so their battle is just growing and just keeps continuing. As we look at Tommy Lydon eventually getting past the broken down Marco Jonkers, as he was involved in that incident earlier. Levi Thomas still holding on to a very strong P10 for the LFM team. That's very good. Let's see, where else is there battle? Benoit is still catching, still trying to catch Gamble, especially after the incident he just had. But yeah, the main battle that we want to focus on here is Valentin Barrier and Timo Karpen, and there's 3 minutes left. He definitely has the pace, but at the moment he's lapping almost 1 second per lap slower than what he did catching this group. So now it's about whether he can try and force a mistake from Timu or get past him in another way. Barrier definitely driver of the day, guys, 110%. from P29 to P6. So superb, stellar drive from him. Let's just see how much pace he can carry through that last corner. We're wanting to cover the inside. Goes defensive. Can barrier send it around the outside or carry more speed on the apex? Oh! Side by side, he had a much better exit. Small tap over there. He has the shorter line. They're very close in terms of straight line speed. That might be move done, guys. That might be move done. As we jump on board to the rear camera of Timu, that could be move done as Timu just carried a little bit too much speed into the apex. Side by side into the chicane. Timu decides to back off, and that is move done. 2 minutes left to go, probably 2 laps or so. Boothby still has a commanding lead of 10 seconds, and Valentin Barrier up to P5. 2 seconds from Foch. Can he catch? We'll see. As I jump on board with Hendrik Gamble, still having a fight with Renoir. Obviously, he had that massive accident earlier, but it seems that Renoir has gotten back past him. That's very good for him. Otherwise, there's no real battles going on besides Levi Thomas trying to defend his P10 that he's kept ever so long. So very good from him, still staying quite strong. Joris Uppel looking at this Gamble battle as well. Commanding race from Boothby. There's 1 lap to go. Absolutely no errors from him today. Very superb. So very good from him. Joris Uppel is going to look to try and go around the outside of the Porsche here. Let's see, can he keep the line? He can. He's going to make it happen. He'll have the inside for the next line. Superb for Mr. Joris Uppel. Around the outside of Hendrik Gamble. Very good. Mr. Maximilian's trying to benefit off the battle that they had. And then Konstantin Soldatov still looking in the mirrors, trying to be threatening towards his pack. Philip Minor now 7 behind Vasily Anrufriev. He's gained, Vasily's gained obviously a lot of positions off the earlier accidents, as well as keeping it clean and raw pace. But yeah, at the moment, Eric Delfante looking at Levi Thomas, 2 Audi drivers. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hold him off here, as he has a massive slip. As long as he holds the inside line and the overspeed isn't too much, he should be completely fine. Now he needs to squeeze him. Unfortunately, Alessio Milas has another accident. Yellow flag for him. And as they do that, they jump on board with him. So somewhere, he just carried too much speed into the corner and loses the car. So the race timer is done, but now we're just looking to see what's going to happen. It was 1.7 seconds for Barrier. I mean, it was 2 seconds. It's now 1 second. He's still catching Foch. Unfortunately, time is going to run out as we jump on board with your race leader, George Boothby, representing Team Poggers. Absolutely superb race by him. 10-second lead, commanding race win, and well done to George Boothby. Well done. GG's, guys. Well done, George Boothby. Well done. And we see, slowly but surely in the background, we'll see Jardia coming forth towards the line. We jump back on board with Eric Delfante, still having a look at Levi Thomas. Jardia finishes P2. Marco Bishop P3. 3 different manufacturers in the top 3. Superb job from him. And Foch is just going to hold on to P4. Great race from him. And driver of the day, guys, Valentin Barrier. Absolutely insane. Abaddon, thanks so much. Really appreciate it, Demi. And Aiden, superb race from him. As I said, I've never heard of the kid before, but well done to him. Superb drive. P7, he can be very proud of that. Marco Yonkers coming in P9. Tommy Lydon P8. We're jumping on board with this battle for Minor, looking forth towards getting Vasily, but that's just not going to happen. So Vasily gaining a lot of positions. Philip Minor, our fellow South African, gaining only 3 positions. Bike obviously trying to stay out of trouble, gaining some positions. Dom Healy and the Nissan doing everything he can. Leon Burnt, unfortunately, was involved in that earlier incident through the chicane, so it's unfortunate as he had a strong P5 up for grabs, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And then a couple of disappointing results for some of the boys, as they either didn't get their quali done or they just couldn't get everything sorted in the race. But well done to the race winner of George Boothby, P2 of Jardia, and P3 of Bischoff, and then superb race from Valentin Barrier, definitely driver of the day. So just A little clap for him, guys. So let's go. From P29 to P5, superb race, and absolutely very, very awesome. Thanks, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely great field of drivers, and thanks for everyone for sticking on board. Obviously, we couldn't race today, but we tried to give as best commentary as possible. But I hope you all had an absolutely awesome time. Nonetheless, even though we couldn't be behind the wheel and in the action ourselves, we tried to give the best coverage that we could. But yeah, I appreciate the support nonetheless. Um, race flew by. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I had an absolute blast. But yeah, guys, that is it for the stream. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we couldn't get involved, but I had an awesome time commentating. Really, really great blast with you guys over here. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow morning, I think. Tomorrow morning, you can expect some races at Kota. That's going to be very, very exciting. But yeah, thanks again for all the support, guys, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Check you tomorrow on Twitch. Peace out, guys. Cheers, cheers.